Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Lee from Reefer Explained. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of the pH meter monitor. This is by Reeffactory, and it's a kind of a line of products that I've been using for quite some time. I'm really using the thermal view, thermal control. These are heating and cooling monitors and controllers, two separate types, which I've gone over in part 1. This is the pH meter, and I'm looking forward to the smart tester by Reeffactory. Hopefully it should be out this year. I believe they may be testing for phosphates, nitrates, but you can change out the reagents to test for what you want. I think it's a single test module, but there'll be more on that just from some of the details I've seen online from Reeferpalooza and some other reef shows out there. We're not really up to date here in the UK. We get told obviously later on by local LFS stores of what's coming next. So pH is one of those things really I've only tested with, I will say, the standard reef marine test kit when I started the cycle with the tank, and it comes with a bunch of test kits for API, which is the reef master kit, and you get like pH, I believe, in there. So I've always tested this, and I believe it was around 8, between 8 and 8.2. I do have my windows open, as I said in the part 1, pretty much all year, and that will drop obviously in the winter when we do have to close up, but I still try and keep a couple of windows slightly open. We don't really get that much cool temperatures here in the winter, and seeing something that flat, it's quite well insulated. I'm on the 3rd floor, so I believe I get the heat rises, so don't really have to deal with those kind of cold temperatures where I have to close those windows. So I've ordered this pH meter, pH monitor Reeffactory. It's installed and it's running on the app. Now with the app itself, obviously, as explained, you do get the modules. This one obviously is the pH one we're talking about today, pH meter 8.24, and then obviously we've got the thermal control and the thermal views at the top. It's pretty great. I don't really know obviously if it's going to make a big impact, but it's good to know that I'm around 8.2. I was hoping at least 8.1, so it's good to know. You can kind of take these things really, if they've been calibrated correctly and you've set it up in the right manner, then we're good to go. Now I did run an API test kit. I know that a lot of people don't like them, but this is pretty good, pretty accurate on that level. Just turn the light on here. It's kind of like a pinky red, and I would say it looks like on the test kit around 8 to 8.2. It's not quite that darker purple just quite, but it's pretty much spot on, so it's pretty good. And it does really work well with the nitrate and the KH and calcium on these tests. They've come out pretty much on par with my HANA checkers. So I am really, obviously the HANA checkers themselves will give you a digital readout. It's not going to do that, but I tested calcium and it was around 440, and that's what I'm reading on my other test kits. Same with KH, it's around 8 point, I think it came out at 8 point something, and the HANA's coming out at 8.3, so it's pretty good on that front. So I think pH, yeah, we're around, it's saying on here between, I think 8 and 8 point, like if you like color spectrum is around the 8, let's just say 8 to 8.2. It's kind of a red and purple, so it's just in between those two, and obviously I'm getting 8.24, not using any buffers or anything, just using the salt and obviously dosing KH, magnesium and calcium, so individual elements there. with the unit itself, you get the calibration fluid, which is great. I did touch ground that the bottles really are quite small for what you get, and on top of that, they're made plastic, which is okay, fine, but they've got no weight to them, so it'd be good if they came with like a little rubber bracket that you could put them in. When you put the probe in, it wouldn't fall over. As the weight pulls the probe, these bottles tend to fall, nearly fall over, so that's not great. So you got 4 on the low end and 7 pH on the high end. It says usage temperature 25 Celsius. Okay, well, you know, we don't know what these are running at heat wise, but hey, that's another thing. Inside the box, obviously, you just get the screen, the pH probe, and then the solution. If we just take a look at the probe, I'll just show you this now. So it's a little bit tricky to get out, so bear with me. So the probe, I've positioned it here. So this white plastic, this one here is the probe. So I've put it in a position where my dosing lines are on the other side, so it's not next to there, it's not next to the heater, and this is the RO going into the return pump chamber. I just didn't want anything to kind of throw off the reading. It's in the same chamber as the protein skimmer here, but it's not directly next to it, so that should be fine. So the probe itself is here. So there it is, and it's pretty well designed. You've got this little bracket you can screw, and you can go up and down on it, and I'm just going to put this back in. As I said, you would calibrate this to the ideal. Let me just get that back in there, sorry guys. Okay, so yeah, you calibrate this before usage, obviously, and then just keep an eye on what those parameters are. You can see that it's changed 8.1, 8.7, 8.21. So yeah, we're holding steady about 8.23 in that range. During the day, if I've got the windows open, I went up to 8.3 yesterday, which is really good. And I've just ordered, just to really kind of touch home on this, what the pH is reading, if it's correct. So I've ordered a backup of these vials, just in case I've tainted these, or these are going to expire at some point anyway. So I've ordered a backup of them. I've ordered a pH pen tester, so from Amazon. I think it was around £30, and that comes with its own set of calibration testing vials to calibrate the pen, and I'm going to use that and test it against what the Reeffactory pH meter is testing. So far, I'm really impressed with these Reeffactory modules. They are all individual, so that's the only downside, is that you will have more plug outlets that you'll need to use. But the good thing with Reeffactory, especially I believe most of the units, but this one, it came with different plug sockets that you can change out the plug. So I'm using a 2-pin plug, even though we're in UK. Up here, the Redsea module, which is the extension socket you get with the tank, is two pin, and I'm not really utilizing any of these. I'm just running off another separate mains area, a 3-pin plug UK socket. So I've run out of sockets here. So if they bring out a tester, I think it's the last thing I can possibly fit anywhere. It will have to, I have to have changeable heads for a 2-pin plug for that module, otherwise I will not be able to install it. And that will just be a little bit of a shame, but we are quite packed out here on this reef, and yeah, I've got no plans to upgrade. In fact, just a quick update on the Redsea E260 tank. There is a little bit of glare here, so sorry. Everything is doing well. I have rescaped the aquascape, and this was due to a number of factors. That I had three kind of island bommies, and I just didn't like the look of it anymore. It was not really working that well. So I've made it one structure where it's kind of higher up. There's lots of caves and pathways. And it was a good chance for me to clean up anything that was dead or dying, like snails, or there was some algae on the rock. So I just took it off with the toothbrush inside the tank, and then I vacuumed this out. Now, this is not something you want to do often, and I'm hoping now that it will be under control. I've sent off for a ICP test from Reeffactory, which I used before. I want to see what my PO level, my phosphate levels are reading at, because they're saying 0. Now there is a little bit of algae in here, but like every reef, there's some at the back wall and there's a little bit on the rocks, but not much. Phos nitrates are reading around 7. But let me know what you think, guys, because I'm always curious. I'm testing with the phosphate Hannah checker, not the URL, the standard one, and it is coming up at 0. And I am dosing manually a couple of times a week or more of PO4 from NIOS, but it doesn't seem to be shifting. What I have noticed is when I'm dosing PO4, the gonopora and alvopora are puffing up, as in they're opening more, they're growing. So I'm guessing that this is a good sign. I'm just concerned that the imbalance of nutrients will get out of whack. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, because it is a really kind of strange subject, and not a lot of things make sense, but I can see a lot of polyp extension on my Gonnies alves. Colorations are good, so it seems like they're not lacking nutrients in the system. But I don't know if you can see, there is some algae, kind of turfy bits growing, especially even on the snails. So I was just a bit concerned that I don't want to have an outbreak of anything. But let me know what your thoughts are. I have had some die off. Another Gonny here you can barely see, but this gonopore at the back has died. I should just remove it. I'm just hoping that some would bounce back. I'm just not sure if it's completely dead yet, so I'm just going to leave it a few more days. Another Gonny at the back there is doing well, and another one there. So let me know what your thoughts are on this, on nutrient balance of nitrates and phosphates, and if you are testing 0, should you keep dosing? That's my question to you guys. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you think about the Reeffactory pen, the pH monitor. Now, they are expensive. They're around £230. It is crazy for what it is. It's just monitoring pH, and it does send you alerts. You can monitor that through the app itself, smart app. But it's just, you know, one of these things that sometimes you think, well, where am I sitting at on pH, and is there a problem? There's not in the house, because I knew that having the windows open obviously would increase pH. I've got a big protein skimmer for this system, and I'm doing regular water changes on that system every 2 weeks. So I wouldn't see there would be a problem with this. Thanks, guys. If you like the content, if you still want to see more stuff and you're not subscribed or you haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and do that. It does help the channel. It just does to help me understand if I should keep publishing these videos. Let me know what you think about pH test kits in general, Salifert, the API test kit, but it does give you an indication of where roughly you're sitting, and you can just do that if you like, and I have done that for the last 4 years, so it's not something I've just jumped into to think, oh, hang on, should I just get another monitor, another probe, another expense to add to the tank? It's not like that. It's just, I just want to know where all my ducks are sitting in a row and everything is calibrated and working as it should be on alkalinity, calcium, if I'm getting any problems there. But it seems to be golden, and I'm really happy with the progress of the tank. Just want more coral to grow, and I'm just seeing where everything is sitting on parameters before I continue buying more products and stock, livestock. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, bye.